Howdy! Tonight's movie was Inquisition. This is one from 1976, and before you start in on it, I'm going to say things. I thought the movie had a good premise, or at least a good setup for a premise. Like, it's the Spanish Inquisition. That's an interesting topic. There's a lot of history. Like, it's an interesting thing that you can get into. Also, the movie was almost entirely practical effects. Like on the Cyclops guy, his wound was all practical. Whenever you saw wounds or stuff, it was always, makeup and rubber. Mm-hmm. And even like at the very beginning when they were throwing bodies in the pit, or when they load them onto a cart, it was always real actors, real bodies.
Dude jumping down a tree like a champ?
Yeah. So I liked that. Mm-hmm. Also, I will say that I broke the rule of anime. I did the dub, not the sub, because this is a Spanish film, actually. And they didn't always have the right inflection with the voice acting to match the character.
Do they ever?
I mean, the lips aren't always going to match, but they didn't even have, like, the right inflection or the right tone. Like, it didn't come across the same way as it looked like the character probably came across in the native language. But I want to give them that excuse, and I want to like the things that I said I liked, but still, I couldn't like this movie. It was really slow. That was my main thing. It took forever for anything to happen. And then, even when it did, it was such a long, slow build that it wasn't really a payoff. Like, I was more happy that it was over than I was happy that we got a conclusion to the story. So, yeah, the best I could give this one would be like a 2. It was just really... There was 1 or 2 redeeming qualities, like I said. I love the effects. It was really good. And... I don't know. I wanted it to be better, but it wasn't.
You're not even going to bump it up a point just for all the titties?
No, I don't care. I've seen boobs. I have the internet. Apparently that was a thing of the age, though. Like, the more older movies we're watching, I'm noticing there's a lot more nudity.
Like Harvey Weinstein must have been involved with this movie somehow.
So what are your thoughts?
It was a history lesson about how boring and stupid everything was back then, but in a soap opera way. And I hated every second of it. Except for what you said, it was, good effects. Yeah. I can't even call them effects, it's just people being boss and acting.
Yeah. It was good. Like, where they pulled off the one girl's nipple.
Sure.
Like, that looked good. And then, actually, right before that, when they burned her with the hot coal, the way, like, it smoked on the skin, and you saw her skin before he put the coal there. So, it was a really well-done effect. It looked really good. Visually, the movie was great. It's just all the rest of it that got in the way of the visuals.
Yeah, I'd give the movie a 2 as well. I just don't want to say anything about it, because I just want tonight to be over with.
I will say, and kind of unrelated to this, but not all old movies age badly. Like, there are old movies that are great. It's a Mad World is one of my favorite comedies of all time, and it's at least as old as this movie. And it's still wonderful. I rewatched that a few months back, and I enjoyed it just as much then as the first time I saw it, and as every other time I've seen it in between. So there are old movies that age well, that are still pleasant to watch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jaws came out around this time.
Was it a 70s movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bedknobs and Broomsticks and Mary Poppins are 2 classic
Disney
again, movies, and they're
this is a Spanish movie, and everything over in Spain is soap opera-y and lots of dumb.
And this was, I guess, I don't know these people, again, Spain, but apparently the director, who was also 3 of the roles, the head Inquisitor there, and the Devil and all that, this was his directorial debut, so...
And his final.
Apparently, he had other ones, but they say, according to the box, that this was his best, so I would hate to see the others.
Jesus.
So yeah, this is one that, I don't know, don't bother. It's not... If you want a history lesson in good movie effects, sure, because it looked great. But everything else is just horrible. It's very slow. The acting might be good, but only if you understand Spanish, because with the English dubs, it doesn't match at all, and it's jarring in some places how badly it matched. And yeah, I couldn't get into it. I didn't enjoy it. I definitely don't want to watch it again.
My biggest concern is whether or not you can get your money back from Amazon for this pile of shit.
I think it was only like $3. So
that's a lot of money for this. Like that's what the case is worth, and then $3.
sad thing is, I paid way more than that for your favorite movie. So yeah, that's it for tonight. We'll try again tomorrow for something good, and we're gonna get lucky one of these days, I swear. See ya.